Hello friends, let's get to know more from less. So what exactly I am talking about? We are going to talk a little bit about business intelligence and analytics. This is a little bit about understanding the questions what we must ask rather than focusing on the BI tools. Nowadays we see that there is a lot of rush that people want to know tools and create some kind of fancy graphs and all those kind of things. But more important is what are the business requirements we are talking about, what are the challenges we are trying to solve, what is the overall approach in getting the right answers. Let's go from data to decisions. If you are not really focusing on data, you are just kind of running your organization based on the experience. I really value experience a whole lot, but if the experience is not backed by the data, then it's not going to be all that great. So let's understand a tool agnostic approach. Can we empower our users so that they can solve the business questions is the important things. So how about using the same resources and get more results? Essentially you don't want to change your teams all the time, but you want to kind of empower them so that they can create their own personalized dashboards, learn more, and then effectively take some nice decision. So basically same people and more intelligence, or same efforts and more profits. Essentially the quality of your decisions should be more coming from the data, and hence you should be able to kind of run your businesses better. Okay, a little bit about who we are. We are a group of some experts, and we focus on techno-functional expertise. Now why techno-functional? Because this decision making thing doesn't only work with technology or only with the function. What we want to do is basically kind of have a right blend of that, and hence we kind of need to think of the business as well as the using the functional knowledge as well as the technology. So the variety of the things we need to kind of focus. What we essentially do is we try to consult as well as educate, and we are talking about the education part now, right? So predominantly let us try and understand where we are today. Okay, so take any organization, and that organization has some homegrown applications. So basically people have some transactional applications which is basically getting the data into multiple databases. So a lot of data is getting stored, and then people see that, hey, I have a lot of applications, then why don't I get a ERP kind of application, enterprise resource planning and customer relationship management kind of applications. And then some people say that, okay, why don't I make a web application, and then essentially you are adding a lot of data sources, and you are only reporting through those multiple sources, and basically generating a lot of data, transactional data. So this is where we are today. Now let's go and try to go towards BI. So as I said initially, there are a lot of transactional applications, and they are kind of getting in a lot of daily transactions, and we are happy to say that, okay, a lot of computerization is happening these days, but we are not actually getting what we want as far as the strategic layer of the company wants. So you may be aware that any organization has three layers. There is an operational layer at the bottom, and then there is a tactical layer, and then there is a strategic layer. So these operational reporting solutions are actually helping your operational team to get the daily reporting. Please don't get me wrong, this is very, very important. If you don't have these two quadrants, then essentially you cannot take any important decision. Going forward, we are talking about this third quadrant, which is the business intelligence solution, where you do some multi-dimensional decisions. So if you can actually focus on creating a system which is for strategic team of your organization, and it can get you some kind of meaningful insights into the data, then that's what we are talking about BI. Furthermore, we can take this to analytics. So once you have a data warehouse built, you can actually do some behavioral analytics on that, and you can do some predictive things. So these last two quadrants are almost missing in most of the companies. We talk about computerizations, but we are absolutely not using the data so that you can take some effective decisions. So, if you are able to take some effective decisions, then the chances are that the organization will kind of grow leaps and bounds. And if you do not take the right decision, then effectively you are kind of pushing your bad decisions onto the operational layer, thereby kind of not doing such a great business. So, we talk about maximizing the profits and minimizes the loss. So, how do you exactly do it? So, this is something what you do it. You have to kind of implement the business intelligence solution in the organization. How do you do it? There are effectively 4 phases done by 4 different type of roles. So, on the top here you can see there is a requirement gathering phase, which is done through functional experts. So, effectively they talk to your strategic team and identify those business questions. Then you do a dimensional modeling phase, where what you do is you create various data models and you kind of create those models so that those business questions can be answered. Then you do a ETL phase, where you extract, transform and load the data into the data warehouse, which is the crux of this decision support system. And then you create a presentation layer, where you create some nice looking dashboards and graphs, not because you know how to create graphs, but basically you answer those business questions which were gathered in the requirements gathering phase. So, this is the approach. As you can clearly see on the left, you can see there are some data sources and those are disparate and heterogeneous sources. You have data in Excel, you have data in databases, and in the second phase you come up with a model, and in this you can see there is some subject matter models, what we call as data marts. So, you do not have to do enterprise wide data warehouse all the time. You can focus, hey, can I create some decision support system on sales or on costing, on finance, HR, and you can empower those decision makers of that organization. And the last you can see, you can create some nice looking graphs, and which more importantly help you take the right decision. Going further, why are you doing this? Because there are lots of business challenges, and so there are some technology challenges. So, if you are able to kind of overcome those, then you can kind of make some wonders. And this you can work for banks, you can work for variety of organizations, be it manufacturing, be it project driven and whatnot, because essentially the data lies everywhere and you need to analyze that data. As you can see here, there are manufacturing organizations, chemicals, distribution, finance, banking and whatnot, and all these organizations effectively has data, be it telecom or even NGOs, education sector, and this data needs to be analyzed. What we do is we have something called as BI labs, business intelligence labs, where people can come together, they can discuss about some nice questions and kind of decide how do we kind of put together this methodology so that you can come up with the right decision making platform. Once you have that, then that platform is going to give you numerous patterns, and every pattern is going to help you kind of answer some kind of business problem. If you are able to do that, then world will be a better place. We discuss these on forums, and there are quite a lot of interesting questions. If you do not have the questions, then you will not come up with the right kind of answers. So, these forums kind of help you kind of focus on that. So, thank you very much for your time, and let us start this interesting journey towards identifying those business questions and implementing some methodology. Thank you very much.